Hello everybody, this is Josh Play Plays, and today we continue with New Austin in this episode 2. As always, this is a mostly vanilla city, very little added assets except for the downloadable content by the creators of this game. As you can see, different styles in the city and some added assets, as you can see here, for a convenience store and for a fast food restaurant. But otherwise, we are doing this mostly vanilla to show you and to prove that not only can you enjoy the game, but you can build amazing cities. The only thing that limits you is your imagination. And well, let's start. As you can remember, in our last episode, we were able to get this city to the tiny town milestone. So the next one is Boomtown, that is going to require a lot of growth that we're hopefully can do in this episode 2. So the first thing that we need to do, of course, is to create more residential zones, and that's what we're gonna do here. And again, I started doing this large road because I do like to have avenues, big roads in my cities, so that's something for you to consider later on. And for me, it also signifies like a limit. Of course, you can do districts and whatnot, but this is like a limit of saying, hey, this is the older town, and now we're gonna start the new town, or this is another step that we have for this town. And I think it's pretty cool. And again, you can see it in cities. Just open Google Maps and you can see how your city evolved into what it is now. It's very interesting and very cool to see all that happen, especially if you like cities and urban planning, which I think most of us do. And so we're going to continue creating more residential. So let me do it and we'll be right back. And we are done. So we can see that we're having problems with electricity. Let's see our water. We're gonna have problems with water and electricity right now. So what I want to do is to see what options we have available for electricity. Again, it's still the same coal power plant and the advanced coal power plant. I think we should invest on getting a new coal power plant because we are gonna need it. So the first thing that we're gonna do is pause the game a little bit. We're gonna take this loan, we're gonna pay this one, and we're gonna build us another coal power station. As you can see, it should, yeah, the electricity should go back again. And also we need, at this point, I think it's good to add another water pumping station and another sewage pumping station here. We can adjust the budget, that way we're not spending or wasting water or money on water that we don't need. And as you can see, everything's back to normal. Let's go back to our budget. We're fine with electricity, and with water I think we can lower this a little bit and we shouldn't have any issues. Let's see, we can do that a little bit more. we should be fine for now. We still have some money left. There's really nothing else that we should put in here, but I do think that the high school should be here, and that's gonna help us a lot. And next we're gonna extend this road, which should be a large road. Yeah, we can do this. We can make it a large road from here. Okay, that way we can start working on our agricultural district. Let's just zone. We're getting demand for housing, and I think this should be a good place. And we're gonna zone some commercial here. Usually I don't like to zone commercial that close to residential because of the noise, but that usually happens when it's high density commercial, when it's the worst. So while we let that grow, let's start working on this zone, and we're gonna zone it for industry, and we're gonna try to zone all this as much as we can. Again, I don't mind if the zones aren't as well drawn or as fancy drawn, as long as they are a reliable way to make sure that we have our zones. And we can start zoning this anyway that we wanted, but I want to kind of keep the same distance. That way we're a little bit how do you say it, that it looks well, basically. And so first thing we need to do is to expand this, and the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna get a loan, and we should be fine because once we start generating money with the agriculture, we should have more than enough money. Let's continue doing this, and let's do this. We need electricity, so let's do this. Okay, and we already have our farming industry. We first need, of course, the farm main building, and we're gonna plop it right here. And with that, we're gonna see that we have the small grain silo, the small animal pasture, and the small crop field and fruit field. We're gonna fast forward this a little bit so we can actually start making some money. And the first thing that we are gonna plop down, well, first of all, let me take off these lights. I don't think we need lights right now. So the first thing that we are gonna plop is this small crop field. It's gonna go like this, and I think we should leave it as wheat. I think wheat is gonna work really well. Yes, we're gonna be losing some money at the beginning, especially because I didn't realize that we didn't have enough money to do this. But what we're gonna do is to zone some commercial and industrial, as we are needing here. And now we got to Boomtown, which is great. We get a little bit of money, we get another area, we get some airport areas, we get some transport, and some other fancy stuff that we can have, some more roads and whatnot. But we're gonna take it one step at a time. So let's zone this. So now we have some money. I'm gonna show you what I like to do when it comes to plopping down an agricultural zone, and it's basically doing grids. That's basically what I like to do. So we place the grid here, and we make sure that we have enough water for this. And let's see if we can do another grid. As always, it's a little bit frustrating that in this game, whenever you plop something, when it comes to agriculture or forestry, it changes. It's a little bit frustrating, but it works. It works well. We're still losing money, but you'll see we'll start making a whole lot of money in just a bit. I also want to do some fruit fields, so let's add well, we can only add 2, so we're gonna add 2, and we're gonna make them, let's make them apples, of course. So we're gonna be growing apples and wheat. Seeing what they've shown with City Skylines 2, I do like the fact that farms are gonna be a little bit different. Hopefully we'll get a better view of what we can do with them as soon as the game comes out. Let's see if we can see things grow a little bit more. I like the way that we do things with agriculture here. I like the fact that you can plop things, that it's organized really nice, but I also think that it could be done a whole lot better. So one of the things that I want to do is to try to see if we can do not here but afterwards we can do an avenue. No, yeah, let's try to do it here. And again, the way that the reason why I like to plan this is because once you upgrade these roads, you're not gonna have enough space. For example, if I wanted to upgrade here, you can't. And I do like to have these roads. They do look good when it comes to separating things and making things look a little bit more realistic, which is, in my opinion, it's a little bit of an issue with City Skylines. Let's make sure that they're apples, yes. And once we're able to produce more products, we should be able to, and money of course, to open our production plants once we're available, like the flour, the cattle shed, or the animal pastures, which we should be able to do soon enough, and we can put some here. So let's take a look at electricity. We're fine for now. Water, we might have to increase our budget, which we are right at this moment. That way we have no surprises, and we're gonna increase this one too. As you can see, once you start growing your city, it becomes a little bit more problematic to keep a right amount of electricity and water going, but I think we're doing a good job. We still need some more commercial and industrial, so let's try to continue plopping things down. As you can see, we're starting to have some traffic issues. Maybe we can fix them in a bit, although we're fine for now. I mean, you'll see why things are gonna get a little bit better. Um, the thing is that I do wanna have a road go here, and from here we can have an exit and an entrance ramp to the city. Unfortunately, we cannot do it at this moment because even though we have the option to buy this tile, which we will, we do not have the money. It's a little bit more expensive, so we'll have to deal with things as they come. What we can help with is doing two things. The first one is, let's do this a one-way road. That way it's a little bit easier for, or better for, people to want to take this road. Let's make sure that there's no lights here, and let's continue trying to zone all these for industrial. Again, I'm trying not to do anything here because of the power lines. The power lines are very important, especially in this part of the game, in this whenever you're starting, because you may not realize that you lost power here, and then we're gonna be in deep trouble. So let's zone for industrial here. I'm gonna zone for commercial here, and maybe do this, and zone a whole thing of commercial here. See, this looks like a nice area to say that it's our actual downtown or main part of the city. That's something that gets lost in the way that you start your city. Again, I'm doing the city as American and as Texan as I've seen, which is to have a main downtown, which is the old part of town, and then sometimes it either grows into having all these tall skyscrapers or it dies. And one of the things that I don't like about City Skylines as opposed to SimCity 4 is the fact that you start your city in any area you want, and then you connect it to the outside cities. And I think that's a little bit problematic for me, in that most of the cities that we see, again, here in Texas or most of the US, are cities that started on a road, or the road started with the city, and there's a main road that intersects the city or the town, and then you go around. And in this case, we start by going around, and that's one of the things that I kind of don't like, but again, that's the way that it is. Another way that we can fix this is by actually changing how we start this town. I've done it in other cities, but what we can do in here is, instead of letting this or keeping this by itself, what we do is have this road here and have this road the regular 4 blocks away, and then this one gets here, and that way you can have an actual center middle of the town, downtown. But in this case, that's the way that I like to put stuff here. Also, we do need a cemetery very soon. Let's fast forward so we can get money to do it, and I'm gonna put it here. That's also, again, one of the things that you need to plop right away, because if people start dying, things get out of hand, out of control, and you start having a lot of deaths in your city. So I also think this could be a good area to have this avenue come out, and then we upgraded. We reached our level 2 for the agriculture area. So again, we can do this the avenue. The next road can be the avenue, and that way, we can also have another exit to the expressway here. So that's something that hopefully we can do in a little bit. And what I'm gonna do next, since we have the self-sufficient buildings, what I want to do is create a little subdivision on this side that kind of goes with the way the curves for the river go. I am not gonna zone that close to the river, maybe, but we'll see. Hopefully, we can make that happen. As you can see, it's a little bit more difficult to start getting to the next uh, levels. So it's very important for you to keep focusing and keep going at it. So as you can see here, we got into this point where we should be able to create this little subdivision that's gonna have all these green buildings. But for right now, I think that what we can do is, at least in order for us to make a lot of money, we're gonna fast forward, and at the same time we're gonna add some more zoning here and here, zoning, and make sure that there's water, and make sure that there's no lights around. Again, we like to take away the lights, to take them off or to put them off, in order to make sure that the city doesn't have that much traffic. Like, I know in here it does, like we do have traffic here, but that's normal traffic, and that's traffic that once we add this exit it should be less. And even then, we are able to expand this if we needed to. So it's not just having that there traffic or just having this road. We will be able to make things better. So let's see what else we are able to do here. So we can put a lot of buildings, but we don't have the money. So let's make sure to, first of all, increase the budget. So we're gonna increase the budget for our water and also for our electricity. Okay. And we are gonna let this run just for a bit. Well, now that we let it run a little bit more, we're not gonna worry about this demand for right now. What we're gonna do is make sure that we have everything we need at the moment. In terms of healthcare, we have the medical clinic and we have the cemetery, which is working well. In terms of fire, we do have a fire department there. We will eventually have to add another one maybe here. Same thing for the police department. In terms of education, we are at a moment where we might need to add another school, and I think we're gonna do it here right at this moment. I think that's gonna make a lot of people happy. In terms of transport, we don't have the money to do transport right now. We do have the availability to put some parks. The only thing that I might put in here, which is very expensive, cost 12,000. Yeah, we can do that. We can put this one here. And I had made some smaller parking lots, and I think that should be fine for these people right here. They're complaining about not enough unallocated workers. I think the next thing that we can do is add a little faculty, but we still don't have that uh, possibility. But I think with the new elementary school, we should be fine. And in terms of industry, I think we're gonna be able to add a post office, and we're gonna put it right here. Okay, and that's gonna help us with that. We're not gonna put any unique buildings yet, um, but we're gonna see how much money this is making, which is not a lot of money yet. Um, but once we plop more of these, we should be able to start seeing more money. The other thing that we can do, at least for the time being, is, and we can do it right here. So let me add this big lot, and I'm gonna put a zone here, and we're gonna do farming industry. Oh, sorry, I did make a mistake. This is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be with this paint district. So let's do it like this. And let's make sure that we don't overlap. Should be fine. Let's do farming, and let's put this. So we're gonna see it grow, and we should be getting a little bit more money based on this, and we can do the same thing here. But for now, that's as much as we're gonna do. I did wanna start working on this little subdivision, but we are gonna stop right now because I think we've been able to grow New Austin enough to be able to enjoy it, but with the difficulty that we don't have enough money to make it grow a lot more. So we're gonna stop, and we're gonna take a look at our city. As always, I do wanna thank you for watching this video, liking, subscribing, and commenting. And as always, there's gonna be a video for New Austin every single day. Until next video. Thank you.